Difference. I'm here with Marianne Jones from Thrive Naturally, and we're going to talk to you today about going gluten-free. Now, Marianne, I'm sure you hear this all the time. Being a celiac, where you have to be gluten-free, is one thing, but we all know that a lot of skin sensitivities and health issues and stomach sensitivities come from a lot of gluten-sensitive issues.
Yes.
So, I'm correct with that?
Absolutely. Gluten is a very inflammatory food that we eat, especially the way that it is processed in the United States. And so it can, create digestive issues, skin issues, and those intolerances can sometimes make it very, very challenging to lose weight.
Yes, definitely. So all great points. I think that's why so many people are interested in becoming at least somewhat gluten-free. I myself try to stay between the 50 and 70 percentile, so I don't make myself crazy, but I do have those better energy levels, better skin, and just better overall health.
Yes.
But I think a lot of problems with being gluten-free at any point is that people think it tastes disgusting. It's hard to shop for, and they have no idea what to look for or even how to start. So what's your best advice on that?
Well, I actually think it's relatively easy to eat a gluten-free diet because there are so many options and we have so many resources available to us. But I think people are so afraid of giving up their bread, they're very attached.
Yes.
So it's good to have things in your pantry, in your fridge, that you can go to instead of the bread. So these are some of my favorites. These are my all-time favorites. Mary's Gone Crackers. And
Great
basically it's seeds that are kind of stuck together. It's a very minimally processed cracker. It's got crunch. It's great for stress relief. And it becomes, a way to have some hummus, some guacamole, any kind of dip that you're having. You could obviously make little mini sandwiches.
Right.
But my
Nice.
favorite alternative for like a sandwich bread would be a rice cake. And usually people roll their eyes when I mention a rice cake.
Right.
Because yes, it does taste like cardboard. It really does. But again, it's not that you're going to just be having them on their own.
Right.
It just becomes a way to kind of get that sandwich vibe and move away from the highly processed, gluten-filled breads.
That's fantastic advice, because I've been, periodically throughout life nibbling on rice cakes, and I agree with you. When you have them straight up, it's like, can I just dab my eyeball out with a pencil? Or maybe I'll eat the pencil instead.
Right.
But
Well, you can actually make a really nutrish and delish dessert with a rice cake.
Oh, you're kidding? How would I do that?
So easy. So you just get some almond butter or your
Okay.
favorite nut butter, and you just put a thin layer on top of the rice cake, and then you slice a banana into rings, small, and top that, and then get unsweetened cocoa. I don't
Ooh.
think you like chocolate, do you?
Oh, chocolate, please. Bring it on.
Everybody likes chocolate. And you sprinkle some unsweetened cocoa on top, and it is absolutely delicious.
Wow, that's
Yes,
fantastic.
so that's a great way to have a dessert. And then quinoa, that's how you pronounce it, quinoa, is a great alternative. So many of my clients, if they're not worried about giving up bread, they're worried about the pasta.
Right.
And really, there are quinoa pastas and gluten-free pastas, but they're highly processed.
Without a doubt.
But quinoa is a grain, and it is very minimally processed. And you can, use whichever kind of sauce or accompaniment that you would have with pasta. You can put it on a grain.
Okay, so
And quinoa is a gluten-free grain.
that's fantastic.
Yes.
But all right, a silly question, maybe not so much, is that not everybody knows how to cook quinoa. So what's your
Oh,
best advice on that?
Well, if you know how to cook rice, then you know how to cook quinoa.
Oh, perfect.
It is super, super easy, and so it's 2 to 1. So 2 cups of liquid to 1 cup of grain. And the thing that I love about quinoa is how fast it is to cook. So if you've ever cooked brown rice, you know it takes like
A
40
while.
minutes.
Right.
But quinoa, within 10 or 15 minutes, you have a meal. I always say to my clients, especially in the workplace, that you can make quinoa faster than you can get takeout.
That's fantastic. So no more excuses, because this is something that's flavorful and it's going to be a fantastic pasta substitute. Because between the pasta and the bread, these are some great options that people don't have to start freaking out about having that withdrawal.
Right.
I think. And what's the last one?
The last one is almond flour. And if you don't live in a cave, then you've probably heard of the paleo diet.
Right.
So on the paleo diet, you and they did live in a cave, right? The caveman diet. That they don't have any gluten in their diet if you're eating paleo. So there are so many blogs out there with amazing recipes that use gluten-free flours, like almond and coconut flour, and there are amazing recipes for bread, like desserts, and also savory breads that you can make with these nut and coconut flours.
Oh, fantastic.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much. This is an invaluable way to really start down the path of being gluten-free. We're already incorporating these really nutritious and, like you said, nutrition delish options. So I want you to check in on Facebook and Twitter with Thrive Naturally. Marianne is just amazing with nonstop great advice on all different areas of health and wellness. And check back with us again soon for more segments with Thrive Naturally.
Thank you.